Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chains. So, let's cover some stuff within the market because we have had a giga dump across the board. But yet, if you look at Bitcoin on a high time frame, it's still somewhat holding a bullish structure. So I want to cover why this is good and then also why I'm actually a lot more worried about this than I am bullish at the current moment. So this is something, like I said, I've been watching for a while. The RSI is, to me, the easiest and most clear indicator you can use. The one indicator, if you ever needed to use a single one, use an RSI on a high time frame. This will tell you momentum. Since early November, we have had Bitcoin momentum just clearly going straight down, right? You know, we basically peaked out on the RSI early November, had a higher high, but look at what the RSI is doing. It's making a lower high, and then another lower high, basically continuing a downtrend while price is continuing to make an uptrend. Then we had a huge push here while price is still making, lower highs here, right? Bottom line, the momentum is showing very clear downside is coming at some point, and it finally has happened. But the thing that I'm worried about, I'll get into what I'm worried about and then the bullish scenario behind it. And don't mind my voice, my nose is clogged up like crazy. I think I've been getting sick over the last couple days, which is also why I didn't record yesterday. But yeah, as far as Bitcoin, what I'm worried about is, again, the fact that this momentum is probably going to continue. It might come back up one more time before it does something like this. I don't know what Bitcoin is going to be doing very short term. But again, I didn't even finish what I was saying. What I'm worried about, though, is Bitcoin price coming up, failing to make a higher high from here, having heavy sells, and we actually continue lower from here. This is what I'm worried about. Again, this is not guaranteed. This is not financial advice on either way that I'm saying, guys. Like, I'm just showing you guys with the data and what my gut has been telling me for weeks. And I'm going to give both scenarios and just cover a few things after that. But we're sitting at 96.5 right now. I think it's really going to depend on what kind of price action comes literally from now, probably into Christmas time. Because one of the biggest things that I do want to see here is I want to see some major green candles form. If we zoom in a little bit, I'll literally start drawing it. If we see some green candles form, maybe we chop, come back down, and we see some heavy candles, right? What is that going to insinuate? That the market is still very bullish. Maybe another dip, into another push until we have a huge push. One more sell, building this bullish momentum, right? Into a clean breakup. If we have something like this, that to me is very bullish, showing signs that we may actually continue. But what I'd actually question and what I actually think may happen more so is that we may actually fail at breaking a higher high. So again, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, bring all this negative stuff to you guys, but I just think it's very important to show you guys both sides of what I'm looking at here. Let's say, in the next couple days, has a nice bounce up, bounces down, finally it's a good bounce up, does something like this, kind of chops, chills, has a huge leg down, chill, and then boom, oop. Huge, failed attempt up. Maybe it does something like this, builds a little bit more bearish momentum until huge dump. Either way, I think alt season is still bound to happen. So make sure you understand that too. Even no matter what Bitcoin does short term, up or down, I still think alt season at some point will be happening, which I sound like a broken record, you know, saying that 55 times, like every video, right? You know, but most of us who have been here for a while, you know, we wouldn't be talking about this stuff. We wouldn't be saying it if, you know, we all didn't experience it already. You know, and it's like we know when an alt season really happens. It's like you'll know when it happens. And to most of us, still has not actually happened yet, and that is still what we're waiting for. So with Bitcoin, like I said, price action right now in the short term is going to really be what will hold the market up or show us that we're going down. Like I said, either way, it's like if we can just see bullish momentum continue, this is probably going to continue to break out. But if this just shows us pretty weak upwards momentum, heavy sells consistently, you know, fails to break, chops, you know, we may see a little bit lower. You know, the lowest I personally see, though, worst case, if it does continue down over the next 2 weeks or so, you know, honestly, I don't think we're going anywhere below 80. I think probably mid 80s would be somewhere. You know, I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, I'd say maybe low. I don't know, low to mid 80s. Maybe we wick before it finally catches. I'd say we sit eventually around 90K. Again, this is worst case if it's going to show us downside. If not, then yes, we probably will keep going well back into all-time high. But, you know, guys, like I said, my gut has been telling me that, you know, this is not even the actual correction yet. And I don't want to be this, you know, full-out bear, but, you know, either way, I think it's still going to be bullish for altcoins, even though they're absolutely fucking nuking right now. You know, because I can't lie. It's like a lot of times, guys, it's like I'm still very much so invested in a lot of coins, from meme coins, AI. You know, a lot of them are just completely wrecked right now. But it's like sometimes it's like holding through a lot of these dips, I think is, you know, part of the game. You know, obviously you can time certain things, buying the top. I'm sorry, not buying the top, buying the bottom, buying the lows, selling when things are up, which I actually think at this point in the market is probably the best thing you should be doing. But I still think even so, holding through a lot of stuff over a long span of time in the right asset still will end up paying off very well. You know, just getting through all these major corrections, all this FUD. But personally, that's kind of what I'm doing still. You know, I'm mainly holding most of my bags right now. You know, most of my meme coins are just, you know, they're really just really down. Like Retardio, guys, has been one of the worst performing meme coins, I think, over the last, you know, month and a half. Incredibly horrible price action. They got their Twitter suspended. Lots of FUD across the timeline, too. You know, it's just been horrible seeing the price action, but at the same time, most very strong coins usually go through major corrections like that. Retardio, it's already gone through what, I think 2? Like, look at this, dude. It's insane. But it's already gone through this, you know, twice, where it's gone down 80%, although when it launched, went down 87%. And currently, I don't even know if this wick actually counts here, but I'm going to count it. Right now it's down 76%. You know, so either way, this is probably very, very close. I mean, even on an RSI on a daily, look at that. This is the lowest it has ever been in history of this coin's price action. You know, so I really don't think it's going much lower from here. But, you know, meme coins were getting wrecked. Bro, even Mog was, you know, really struggling. It's like, dude, even Pepe, Doge took a huge hit. You know, like, it's not just, you know, certain coins. It's like literally the entire market is just very red today. This was a massive correction for alts. But again, that is what is concerning me, because alts are dumping so hard. But guys, Bitcoin is still holding its uptrend to a point. That's what worries me, because technically that was still a dip. This has not had a actual correction yet. That's what I continuously stress over and I'm worried about. It's at the same time, it's like I do not want to sell, capitulate anything at the lows. But, sometimes holding through shit is going to be ridiculous until we come out of that alt season begins, and then everything that just dumped 70%, 80% is going to pull friggin' 5, 10x's. That's kind of what we're all expecting, but that is what's sketching me out. So I don't know. It's very hard to know, because to me we seem fairly topped out at the moment. But that's kind of what I wanted to bring up in this video. As far as alt season index, I mean, I still think, yes, price action might be bearish, but I still think alt season, guys, has not actually began. That is the most bullish thing with this video, though. Is like short term, yes, alts are going to be volatile as fuck, but we still do not have an alt season even starting. So either way, whatever the hell happens with Bitcoin, altcoins are still right on track to have some sort of major run. I feel like this almost reminded me like a DeFi summer type, DeFi summer type price action for crypto. It's like we didn't see everything start to pump. We saw some coins pump, left and right, like XRP, a bunch of random, top 100 coins, but some random mid caps. But across the board, it's most alts kind of sat flat, right? Didn't really do much. So either way, we're going to watch Bitcoin price action here going into the next few days, even into Christmas. We might have a bloody Christmas, but like I said, I'd hope we do see a nice clean bounce over the next 2 or 3 days to the upside here, to at least show some strength in the market right now. But so this is someone named Vance Spencer. He just had this. This was an interesting post, kind of predicting like 2025. You guys can kind of read this over if you want to pause it, or you can find this tweet yourselves as well. Pythianism is his Twitter. But he's saying, so US SPX is 7,500 next year. AI delivers on its promises. One major US municipality goes bankrupt. Doge is widely affected according to the... Yeah, so Department of Government efficiency is wildly effective. Trump hits highest approval rating of any president. And then into crypto, ETH and Bitcoin ETF inflows they reach run rate parity, driven by the launch of combined ETFs, averaging 1 billion inflows per day by H2. A sustained alt season, especially for new ecosystems like Barachain with mindshare. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of bullish on Barachain, but at the same time, I don't know if he's an investor in Barachain, before it's even launched, or if he has some sort of bias around it. It's just really random for him to mention Barachain out of anything in the market right now. But games and AI becoming the largest vertical, which I definitely can see that happening. Gaming and AI definitely will still be some of the best performing narratives, I think. Energy deepen, led by Glow and Daylight, gets the parity with blue chip DeFi and fees. That I don't know. I don't actually know what that means. I don't know if this is... I don't even know what that is. Meme coins evolved into distinct categories, which of course is literally what it is right now. DeFi fees eclipse 10 billion a year in the aggregate stablecoin supply of 500 billion by YE. Tokenization of the large banks begin. So pretty interesting stuff that he's, kind of forecasting and predicting. Again, it's not like this is actually going to fully happen, just a prediction, but, I kind of agree. I still believe, AI, memes, gaming, they will be some major narratives, but I also do think we're going to see many new narratives come out of nowhere that people are not thinking about. Kind of like, I actually do feel like there will be some sort of social media narrative within crypto. And obviously we're on social media every day. But I think we're going to actually see some sort of social platform, really take off. And it may be a platform that, is kind of integrated within like a TikTok or a video type Reels platform. Something like that. I don't know what it is. I can see that finally taking off in crypto. We may see something with SocialFi like that, what I'm talking about. I think robotics is going to be very huge. I think robotics is going to be the next AI agents type narrative. I think a lot of AI agents stuff is going to rotate into robotics, believe it or not. That I'm going to make another video on, because I have a lot of research on that stuff lately. A bunch of random stuff, guys. That's kind of the fun though of crypto too, is speculating on the future attention and where it's going to be. But really interesting stuff, and I do actually think DeFi and RWA are going to do very well too. DeFi is one narrative I haven't really focused on much at all this whole cycle, but I think with Trump in office and them focusing a lot more with regulatory clarity and just having so many institutions now actually looking at crypto for real this time, wanting to take part, I think both of those categories are going to be probably very good, very well performing by the end of 2025, I would think. So DeFi is something I'm starting to pay more attention to. But outside of that, that's kind of what I wanted to cover in this video, guys. So either way, Bitcoin PA or price action may potentially continue to be a little bearish if it does bounce up. But no matter what happens, still be bullish, because alt season, I know for a fact, has not happened yet. I know for a fact it is coming, and it's going to hit hard at some point, probably in maybe early to mid 2025. I feel a lot of alt season, euphoria coming back. But for right now, just be cautious, be safe, and that's what I wanted to cover in this video. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.